What's up, guys? It's Benny. It is our obligation to be as brutally accurate and honest with you as possible on this channel. You're an adult. You can take it. We can have tough conversations, no matter how uncomfortable they may make some. It is important to speak with each other like adults. And with that, it is our job to say that there's something wrong with this whole Joe Biden story, something very deep and dark, sinister, evil, and impossible about Joe Biden's surprise cancer diagnosis. We reported the news 2 hours ago when it broke that Joe Biden has prostate cancer, very advanced prostate cancer. In fact, the most advanced prostate cancer you can have, metastasizing all the way into his bones. Now, we said this is a very, very bad diagnosis, but what we didn't understand was the diagnostic pathways. We called a physician neighbor of ours here in the hood, and I was chatting with him, and I was talking through this statement. And the physician said, there's no way. He treats cancer. There's no way that this is accurate. Someone's lying here. And let me explain. Less than 1 year ago, Joe Biden's doctor released this document. Joe Biden's doctor's name's Kevin O'Connor. He's the physician to the president. He's been Joe Biden's doctor for years and years. He signed it and everything, saying that Joe Biden is fit as a fiddle. Look at that date, July 8th, 2024. Joe Biden is completely fit for the presidency, he said. This was the single most dangerous cover-up in the history of the presidency. And there's absolutely no way that this statement or letter was accurate. Let's explain. After this letter, just 9 months after that letter, we learned that Biden has advanced prostate cancer. But wait, advanced prostate cancer takes 10 plus years to develop to the stage where Biden's diagnosis is. Prostate cancer is also easy to find. Simple blood test or prostate exam will give you near 100% accuracy in the results. You're telling me that the best doctors and testing on earth did not find Biden's cancer? All these years of testing? All these years of highly sophisticated monitoring of Joe Biden's health? And they couldn't return a simple test that gets done on men over the age of 40 every 6 months? Really? It's total bullshit. It's the worst cover-up in the history of the presidency. It's an absolute scandal. They all knew. They all lied. They all hid it. It's completely evil. They did it for power, and these people need to be held accountable. Ladies and gentlemen, this information was provided by a medical professional who treats cancer professionally, that I know personally, and it's what sort of changed my perspective on all of this. But he's not the only doctor to speak out, in fact. Other doctors, for instance, this doctor will be on our show in the morning, saying this: prostate cancer is the easiest cancer to diagnose when it first starts. To watch it progress to the bone and metastasize takes years. The PSA blood test, just a simple blood test, costs like $5, shows the rate of cancer cell growth. For even with the most aggressive form, it's a 5 to 7 year journey without treatment before it becomes metastatic, meaning before it spreads to the bone or other organs. This means that it would be malpractice for this patient to show up and be first diagnosed with metastatic disease in May of 2025. It's highly likely that he was carrying the diagnosis of prostate cancer throughout the entire White House tenure, and that the American people were uninformed. Doctors are speaking out now and going viral. But it's not just doctors. Check this out. I asked Grok, one of the most advanced AI in the world, is it possible to have a healthy medical diagnosis in July and then have advanced prostate cancer spreading to your bones by May? And Grok said it's unlikely for prostate cancer to progress from a healthy diagnosis in July 2024 to an advanced bone metastasis by May of 2025. As the disease typically takes years to reach that stage, even in aggressive cases. Medical literature suggests 5 to 15 years for metastasis, with rare high Gleason cancers possibly spreading in 1 to 3 years if totally undetected. But this, of course, would not be Joe Biden, as Joe Biden had regular physician Testing and visits, regular screenings, especially for high-profile individuals, should catch issues earlier. No evidence supports that July 2024 healthy diagnosis for Biden. His last report was February 2024, declaring him fit. Such rapid progression in 10 months is rare and raises questions about prior screenings or reporting accuracy. So here's Grok saying that this White House report is fake, calling out the White House doctor. By the way, I'm not the only one. Joe Biden has cancer with metastasis to the bone. This is considered advanced. If he had the best medical care and screenings for 4 straight years, they'd have found it. It means he likely had it before dropping out. Democrats knew. Democrats knew. Kamala Harris knew. Biden had the best medical doctors on earth, taking care of him 24/7 over the last 4 years. Unless somehow they simply missed freaking prostate cancer, which they didn't. They knew about it and participated in the cover-up. The blood panel I get every 6 months, says Cernovich, tracks PSA, prostate cancer. There's no way Joe Biden wasn't showing earlier signs of cancer. He's been sick for a while. This story is coming out now to distract from other issues. Sick people. Arrest Jill Biden for elder abuse. She knew about the president's health problems. She still wanted him to run for president. It's totally evil. Less than a year ago, White House physician Kevin O'Connor said Biden was fit for the presidency. 2 things can be true at once. Cancer is awful. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I pray for his recovery. We don't ever wish harm on anyone, any other American. We've been absolutely sound as a pound on that. Clean as a whistle, right? That is not something that happens on the channel. That's something we disavow when political figures or cultural figures, some horrible medical episode befalls them. We're not here to rub salt in the wound, right? We're never going to do that. But this is totally different. This is not a question of making fun or celebrating Joe Biden's diagnosis. This is a question of how there has to be a reckoning. We need to hold people responsible who covered this up. In fact, the kindest possible thing to Joe Biden would have been early treatment. That's the only way you actually fix a cancer. Everyone's saying, I hope he recovers. Okay, sure. But the only way to recover, in fact, from these things is to catch it early and to do something about it. That's the only way to recover. There is zero chance this advanced cancer was just discovered, given how closely watched the president is. Everybody's saying the same thing. In 2022, Biden said he had cancer. We were told it was a gaffe. How long did they know for? Who decided to cover it up? Joe Biden did literally say, I have cancer in 2022. Here you go.
And because it was a 4-lane highway that was accessible, my mother drove us, and rather than us be able to walk. And guess what? The first frost, you know what was happening? You had to put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. And why can't, for the longest time, Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
Oh, and just to follow that up, just a reminder that Joe Biden's brother said we need to enjoy all the time we have with Joe Biden in the time he has left.
What he told us, he said, I'm incredibly proud of my brother. Selfishly, I will have him back to enjoy whatever time we have left.
That's exactly that. That's a quote, right? Yeah. These liars. Kamala Harris said that, unlike Trump, President Biden would be completely transparent about health-related issues. Got it. They effortlessly lied to the public about Biden's health again and again and again and again. Biden was under constant medical surveillance by the most sophisticated medical team on earth. And after all the lies we were told about his health, we're supposed to believe that they just plumb didn't notice he had cancer that metastasized to the bone until now? Come on. Yeah, sure, sincerely. Because of the damage done by Biden's family and staff, how do we know that this aggressive cancer wasn't found pre-election and they covered it up? It's announced days before a book about his cognitive decline. This is Jake Tapper's book, teeing his pundits up to say, how dare you attack an old man with cancer? And let's just go right to the source. Presidential doctor Ronnie Jackson. This was the doctor to Obama and Trump, and he knows a lot about Biden. Sad and unfortunate, and I wish the former president the best in his treatment with cancer. Care at the White House should be second to none. Unbelievable that this was missed, but the truth is his physician was more concerned about assisting with the political cover-up than providing world-class medical care. Absolutely devastating from Ronnie Jackson there. So if you can't trust, trust the experts, well, this is the expert, Ronnie Jackson. This is what doctors have told us, and it is our responsibility to tell you. And this thing is, well, going quite viral here. 20,000 likes, almost 6,000 reposts, and everyone's saying the same thing. Everyone's saying the same thing, including Grok. Grok saying the same thing. It's not possible. So someone needs to explain this, please. Explain how they missed this. Cancer that takes years and years and years to develop. No. It's been a lie. It's been a multi-year lie, and the people who lied should be held accountable. And again, I say this with sincerity. I never wish any other American ill health or that any harm befall them. I don't. I just don't. It's what separates us from the animals. But I think the kindest thing that you can possibly do to Joe Biden or people in Joe Biden's position, being taken advantage of, elder abuse, clearly elder abuse here, is to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And the only way you make sure this doesn't happen again is to expose it and the people responsible. All right. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe for more news updates. See ya.